Oh, it's time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kid Magic Rock. Shots out. Here we go. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Family, I'm here to remind you to take your breath. Breathe. Even though the world may seem like it may be collapsing around you, just breathe. What's up, family? Yo, I want to make sure that you know that I am sending out the vibration of a great Ujamaa to each and every last one of you. I am glad that you have taken the time to come and join us. And speaking of taking time to come join us, let me send out some shots to the candle lighters out there. First off, I want to send shots out to Miss Tiandra. She called yesterday, and we had a discussion, and she gave me some hints on how to improve what I do. She said, "Man, stop getting rid of the algorithm of the day. You know what I'm saying? Don't say goodbye to it." I'm like, okay, I got it, right? So we won't say goodbye to the algorithm, right? So I'm just gonna stick to the algorithm of the day. And if you got the one from yesterday, hold on to it as long as you desire. And we also want to send shots out to Mama Margarita. Money to Gye-nyame, so that the young person can go to summer camp. That's right, we are in the midst of raising funds for our young people to go to summer camp, as well as some of the other camping trips that we may be able to pull together this year. But some changes that are coming to Gye-nyame, in particular, Brother High Tim, right? I got to go on and I may have to do some relocating. So, I don't know. We're going to do something. We're going to do something this year. So, is that right, Emily? Yeah, make sure she with me, right? But y'all know if we out in the woods, I ain't going to be able to do the show. So I'm going to try to do something in advance or something, And then once again, when December camp come, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We're going to work it out how we are able to work it out. Family, I was having nightmares all night. I went to go visit a campground in one of my dreams, and it had some type of spiritual energy on it. And all of the young people that went there, right? Because me and another elder and our sons were taken over by this energy. It was two young men and one young lady. The energy took them over, and they did not want to leave the place. Now, I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but we had to get up out of there. And, I was like, "Cleve, get your ass in the car. Let's go." Cleve was like, nah. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, "Hey, this ain't Cleve." You know what I'm saying? So I had to go and pour some libations. But, of course, before the libation was able to be poured, the drink switched. And then I was on the beach, in the campground, on the beach. Now, this is a nice campground, obviously. Happened to fight off alligators. We got people coming to visit, and we got random alligators just popping up. And I'm running around fighting alligators. Right? We got guests and their hands getting bit off by alligators. I'm like, "Oh, well, we can't have that." So we running around fighting off alligators. So I guess if you got to have a nightmare, hell, I'm fighting alligators on my beach. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm things are looking up, right? But anyway, family, once again, I want to remind you that you are an outstanding congregation of the mighty, home of the stubborn minority, the place of your calling. This is Gye-nyame Journey Media. I am your host. I am now known as Brother Elder Hatim. And this is a Heart of Silver production all day, every day. We strive to blow up your old paradigm. Man, family. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Shouts out to once again, shouts out to Miss Tiandra, because she is sharing and liking and having discussions about it and calling me to have discussions about the show. Family, hey, there's nothing that gets a creator willing to do more creation than people enjoying the things that they do. And I'm really glad that in some form or fashion I'm able to add something to people's lives. That's why I do this. So let's get it popping. So the haikus that I came up with for today, after it was hard to sleep. I ain't gonna say hard, it's never really hard for me to sleep, but it wasn't the most comfortable sleep I had. All right, here we go. Yesterday I left off on a haiku where I said many traditions, and I couldn't come up with anything for it. So here we go. Many traditions forgotten in oppression return to save us. Many traditions, that's 5, forgotten in oppression, return to save us. So do the count. Am I haikuing? He's haikuing. Fractal calendar manifests to be used to free hearts and minds. Now, for those that don't know, I'm going to be doing the Sabiyet on Imani the 10th. For the uninitiated, that's Sunday the 10th. And I will be doing it on using the Nguzo Saba to change your life. The core issue that I'm going to be discussing is space and time. And I think the words that I'm going to use is, if someone controls your space and time, surely they control your life and mind. Something like that. Something like that, right? I don't know. But it's about the fractal calendar, how to use the fractal calendar to improve your life, right? On all levels. We talking about all 5 levels, right? Looking at the Nguzo Saba, how to use the Nguzo Saba to improve your life, and how to incorporate the Nguzo Saba in your daily existence. Because our enemies practice their culture and force their oppressed to practice their culture on a daily basis. And we don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? It's just so normal, right? Because we got to be careful about this whole normalization process. Because like I said yesterday, in one of the haikus, what is it? One of my haikus is, I was talking about, here we go. We have to protect our ideas, thoughts, and beliefs from colonizers, right? They colonize us to such an extent that many of us don't even recognize that we're colonized. We just think that this is normal. And this shit that we are going through as a people is not normal, right? Racing to the bottom is not normal, right? Us struggling for housing and struggling for food is not normal. It only becomes normal when we accept it as normal, right? It only becomes normal. The shit that we're doing in our quote-unquote hoods is not normal. The shit we're doing with our children is not normal. The shit that we're doing with our elders is not normal. It's what the other culture does. And it may be normal for them, but it has never been normal for us. I just want to be clear on that, right? So, family, like I said, one of the things that we talked about earlier in the year, maybe during the great pause, was how anti-black doesn't mean that you're white. You could be anti-black and be any shade. And we have many people out here that are anti-black and have anti-black practices that are not healthy for us at all, right? Because when you really look at it, the anti-black is you trying to fit in with them. And that could be a very dangerous, and even can be. it becomes very dangerous. But anyway, family, let's continue. Here's the last haiku. I'm sorry. This is why Brother Hatim needs a script. All right, anime. I'm sorry. She done pulled out the pistol. Continue to build, even when no progress seen. You work for future. Take a picture. Take a picture of the brother's haiku. Right? If you found any of those haikus, man, go on, type a Ashe in the comments. Let me know that you out there. Family, listen. Make sure that you join the Telegram. Right? Because like I said, I done pushed out the Guza Saba narrative map. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to continue posting it up. But I am only want to start talking about the Telegram group. This is why. Because the Telegram group gives us an opportunity to create a discussion, right? We got stuff we could discuss around. So join the Telegram group, right, at the Daily Spark. And if you like it, then you go and get the rest. You get the T-shirts. You get you can get yourself a map. You can ask for the map. You can get your Rep Real Principle T-shirt, and of course become a supporting tribe member. But anyway, let's get to the discussion. All right, here we go. Here is the actual haiku for the day. Chasing paper dreams, we forget the soil beneath. Drop the weight to build. All right, family, gather around the porch, the metaphorical porch, until we actually get our porch. We may be about to get the porch, family. Well, actually, for a little while, till we decide to make some other moves. But anyway, shake off the dust of the world, and let's get into the deep waters of this journey. Today, for the uninitiated, it's Thursday, May 7th, 2026. We are standing firmly in an energy of what? I just want to make sure you know where we are. That's right. We are standing firmly in the energy of Ujamaa, vibrating on the frequency of the color green. Not only is it the day of Ujamaa, but we are navigating the week of Ujamaa. Nestled inside the cycle of the year of Ujamaa, right? The cycle and year of Ujamaa. This is a profound alignment. It is a cosmic nod telling us it's time to get our spiritual and economic house in order. Our ancestral algorithm for the day gives us the blueprint. Listen, this is the algorithm. Money is just energy. I direct that energy towards empowerment. Money is just energy. I direct that energy towards empowerment. Last time. Money is just energy. I heard you. I direct that energy toward empowerment. And the proverb of the day grounds us. No matter how high the bird flies, it eventually comes down to perch. So now, remember, we had one earlier. We talked about the bird that flies from the dirt to the anthill is still on the earth, right? So now we're talking about no matter how high the bird flies, he has to come down and perch. I want y'all to think about that. Keep that in mind. All right. Brothers and sisters, we have been flying too high on other people's winds. We've been caught up in a hyper-capitalistic hustle culture that tells us we need to grind until we break, buy until we bleed, and flaunt what we don't own to impress people we don't even like. Damn. Somebody type in Ashe if you feeling that. I'm going to take a picture of that. Let's take a picture of that. I like that. Take a picture. Right? In the Players Pyramid Awards Handbook for Life's Journey, right? You can check those out on my author's page. You know what I'm saying? We learned that true power isn't about accumulating more chains to wear around the necks or around our necks. True power is found in the foundation, and that foundation is in the tribe and in a cooperative spirit. All right, what y'all think about that, family? Human beings are designed to work in groups. Always remember, the worst way they could punish you, the worst way they try to punish you, is to isolate you. If you don't believe me, look at prisons, And then look at prisoners of war. When they want to punish them, they pull them and isolate them. All right? Ujamaa isn't just about starting a business or throwing dollars at a black-owned storefront, though those things are necessary. True Ujamaa is the subtractive process of protecting your energy. Protecting your energy. Protecting your energy. Take a picture of that, right? Somebody type in, I say if you feel that. Because we have a lot of energy vampires that don't even know that your energy is sustaining them, right? Money is energy. Not just money. Everything you do produces some type of energy or uses some type of energy, family. Always remember that. Money is energy. When you spend it on toxic food, mindless entertainment, or status symbols built by folks who don't care about your liberation, you are bleeding out your life force, your ashe. You are a bird flying wildly in the storm, exhausting yourself. Eventually, you must come down to perch. Where are you landing? Is your tree rooted in your community, or are you perching on rented branches? Damn, shots fired. Let me duck. Shots fired. Shit. Firing at myself. Damn. All right. To truly embody Ujamaa, we must stop trying to do more and start shedding what isn't serving us. Scrape off the buildup of consumerism. Drop the heavy, suffocating weight of debt accrued from trying to keep up with false narratives. Damn, shots fired. Shots fired. Damn, shots fired. Cut the noise of the advertisers telling you that your worth is tied to a logo. Check this out, family. I just came across something, right? And when you look at what these capitalists, these narcissistic white folks are talking about when they say we're fighting for freedom, right? I want us to step back and really look at what they mean when they say freedom, and do they mean the same thing we mean when we say freedom? I want you to think about that. We're fighting for freedom. Are they really? Are they fighting for the same freedom that our ancestors talk about, that we talk about when we say freedom? And just because we're using the same word, does it have to have the same meaning? Right? They're not talking about freedom in the way that you're thinking about it. They mean that you're free to work for them. Just plain and simple. You're free. Right? Rather than oppression being for everybody, the oppression can be privatized. That shit is deep. I want y'all to think about that shit. All right, but I'm going to stop. I want you to think about that. When you hear some of these YouTubers, right, these right wing, or even just when they talk about freedom, they're not talking about what your ancestors was talking about. So just like with Gye-nyame, when we have the definition of a nation, you know what I'm saying? Right? What is a nation? We need to know what's freedom. What is freedom? I think that's one of the questions. Somebody type in the comments. What is freedom? Right? What do we mean? Right? Now also, let me tell you something that happened to me on Coogee, because y'all know I do these a day before. I had a young person call me and say, well, how we voting? How we voting? I said, you know what? I was just thinking about that. How is it that let me, I can only speak for me. In my community, in my conscious community, we have not had discussions about how we vote. How we voting as a block. In fact, maybe we might need to do a survey with all the groups that I'm involved with and see what our leanings are. Right? So, because that's an energy. When we vote, right, our political beliefs, how we align ourselves is an energy, or at least allows energy to be directed through us. All right, but let me stop. I'm going to start over. To truly embody Ujamaa, we must stop trying to do more and start shedding What isn't serving us? Scrape off the buildup of consumerism, drop the heavy suffocating weight of debt occurred from trying to keep up with false narratives, cut the noise of the advertisers telling you that your worth is tied to a damn logo. We don't need to learn a new trick to build wealth. We need to unlearn the habits of poverty that have been programmed into our minds. What subscriptions are draining your account? Damn. Fire. Shots fired. Shooting at myself. Shoot myself. Man down. Man down. What habits are leaking your energy? What relationships are economically and spiritually parasitic? Shed them. Starve the distractions so your purpose can feast. When you stop giving your energy to the illusion, you naturally have enough to build reality with your brothers and sisters. Cut the ties, let the false hustle fall away. Come back down to the soil, the green earth of Ujamaa, and let's build something real together. All right, Anime, I'm sorry. Anime is let y'all know, family. Make sure you join the Telegram group. Go down into the description and see all of the options down there. But be sure to get on that Telegram group. And right now,
it's the proverb.
I discussed it. I shared what I thought. Proverb. I don't know what you think. Proverb. So we are on the proverb of the day. Proverb of the day. No matter how high a bird flies, it must eventually come down to perch. Now, I told you what I thought. Now you need to tell me, what does it mean to you? You know what that means. You are now listening to Gye-nyame Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms.